Excited. I mean, year two, obviously anything you do the second time around, you're going to be better at. If anything, we just know how to get to work a little bit faster. I mean, so, you know, anything you do year two, second time around, you're going to be much better. So excited about the start of this thing. We got our kids are ready. They're in unbelievable condition. You know, a full 19 months in our system now, 2 springs, 1 season, and that they're as close of a unit as I've been around, which is good. We're going to be better. There's no doubt. Now, what is better? I don't know. We'll talk about that in December. But we are going to be better. I love our attitude of our guys. It's a earn respect mentality. Nobody's giving these guys a whole lot of credit, but you know, you go 2-10. You know, that's behind us now. It's all about what's in the windshield theory, not the rearview mirror. So excited about it. We got some new additions out here. A lot of freshmen stepping on the field, which we're excited to see these guys out here. We picked up a few along the way. Some transfers. Trey Quinn from LSU, phenomenal receiver that we're so excited about. Trey will have to redshirt this year, but he's going to provide some great scout team work and learning the offense and getting into the system. We picked up Eric Hawkins, a graduate transfer from the University of Arkansas. Excited about him, a wide receiver from Longview. Actually played against him in a state championship game. So excited about these guys out here and what they're going to bring. So we're going to start day one, and every day is going to be day one. And we had 121 day ones, and so we're excited about today.
How much smoother is it this year with everything in place, and is it easier to build off that?
Well, it's so much, you know, from the preparation standpoint, from coaches, how you prepare your meetings, I mean, for anything, the kids don't have to they didn't have to learn a new name. We didn't have a new staff addition, subtraction off our staff. We lost to GA, Donnie McElveen, but these guys, there's no learning process there, so it's in retention, doing some things. Obviously, we've got to get better defensively. That's been a huge emphasis. That was a big part of our signing class this past February. We got to have some guys step up, some guys that have been here. Zelt Minor, Zelt's a guy that's been here long enough. It's time to show something. Highly recruited guy. And it's time for him to perform. He's had an unbelievable summer, so excited about that. Some of his leadership skills have really stood forward in some critical times this summer, so we'll see that. Our leadership committee, part of year two, we have a leadership committee which consists of Matt Davis and Evan Brown and Jeremiah Gaines and Justin Lawler and Darren Malinas, and so I think I hit everybody there. There's 6 of those guys, but Jackson Mitchell was the other one. So they've had to make some stands this summer as a team, and which has been good. We've really put them in some situations, have some player-led workouts, and let them run it. And that's been good to see. So excited. There's a lot of optimism, a lot of excitement out here on the field. That's the greatest part of this profession, is because a fresh start's always a year away.
The secondary improved for the end of the season. Can you build on that? It didn't really show, but
yeah, you know it did. Obviously, I don't want to harp on last year too much. You know, the schedule we played was just brutal. 6 of the 12 in the top 20 at one point in time. 3 of those in the top 10. So, you know, there was a lot of growing pains. Our defense as a whole over the second half of the season showed lots of improvement. Still a long way to go now. But excited about some of the guys that we've got in. You know, obviously the player-led workouts this summer. Everybody's talking about the addition of Christian Davis and Eric Sutton to be able to come in and really help us out, playing from great programs. And so we'll see. That's an area that has to be better. Obviously, D. Mill on that back end is really going to provide the leadership that we need. Jordan White moving the corner, which is really suited for him. Kevin Johnson is as good an athlete as we got on this field. Was able to redshirt last year, so we'll see.
You had a bunch of guys either miss or limited in the spring with injuries. Can you give an update on how some of them are feeling? Yeah,
they're all back. I think we've got 3 out today, and some of them are just out because they didn't have quite the summer work and conditioning that I thought they needed to have. so we're going to let them get a little extra work today with Coach True. But they'll all be back. Excited about that. Keaton Bates, we expect Keaton to be back, hopefully full stride by the middle of August, to the end of August. So we should be okay.
And Kevin Johnson, Kyron Mitchell, Jordan Williams.
Kyron Mitchell he'll get some work in today. He's limited right now, but we expect him back full throttle from the injury that he had. So he's a young man that's really totally transformed his entire body and how he's prepared for this season. I mean, he's got unbelievable respect among his teammates. So
you obviously have an incredibly difficult season again this season, playing Baylor right off the bat. How do you taper expectations and not get everyone too honed in on that game and being like, oh man?
Yeah, well, first of all, we've got what we tell our guys, we've got a 29 game season right now, and that's fall camp. And we're going to control what we can control, and that's the SMU Mustangs and getting better every day. We've got a tough North Texas team that's new coaching staff, a lot of new recruits that are going to be excited for their home opener. And so we're going to take it one day at a time. But our focus, and I've told our guys last night, we're going to control the controllables, and that's us. And we got to eliminate the big plays and prevent people from just running wide open down the field where SMU beats SMU. So that's the biggest focus, and we'll take them one game at a time and get our absolute best.
Speaking of something you can't control, you were talking about the Big 12. What are your thoughts on that, or maybe put that out?
You know what? I want to get good where we are, and I'm going to leave that up to other people on our campus, our administration, but my focus right now is coaching football and our players and our staff, and that's it. And to be honest with you, I mean, that really is it. I'm so excited about the start of this season because I've seen the progress. We've seen the progress of these young men over the course of winter conditioning, and so everything has been about just doing things just 1% better than what we've been doing, and over the course of time that adds up.
Jordan Carmouche was a great linebacker in high school, and I know he wants to play running back. What are the chances he actually plays running back or doesn't redshirt this year?
Well, you could probably talk to me here in about 2.5 weeks, and I'll tell you a little bit more of that. He's going to start out at running back. He's at 240 right now, weighing 240. That's a big back. Moves well, so we're going to see. He's going to have every opportunity to play running back. With our depth there, or lack thereof, Nick, he really needs to. We would really like to see him emerge and be a bigger back for us. If it doesn't work out, and that's not what's best for this football team, then you'll see him back on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, he's working running back.
What about Colin Rock?
Yeah, Colin's a phenomenal athlete. Was a great high school football player, quarterback. He's a very versatile player. Expect to see him at safety, move him around. He could even. He can play some corner, but he's going to start out at safety.
Do you already have an idea of the guys that you want to redshirt?
Well, you would love to redshirt them all, especially when you watch the guys last year and how they've transformed their bodies over 1 year. But there's no way. I mean, there's just no way. But we're going into it with the intent that they're all going to play, and let's see how they can handle it. There's a grind of camp that's coming. And there'll be a time here in the next probably 10 days that we call it the freshmen will hit the wall, and those that can climb the wall will be the ones that keep going, and those that don't, then we'll look at the redshirt options.
How have you worked with Matt so far to make sure that he's not doing too much, like you said?
Well, I mean, Matt saw it. I think first thing he's got to see it himself, and he did. I expect Matt has had a great summer, a great off season. His leadership has really emerged, is what you want with a quarterback, and so anticipating great things out of Matt. And I've said it before. So goes your quarterback, so goes your football team. Matt's, it's interesting when you talk to Matt. This is actually the first time in his career that he has had the same staff back-to-back years. As you look at everything, the way he's gone through it, so his familiarity with our offense and coverages. Has been huge.
You've referred several times to the work they put in over the offseason in conditioning. Who's jumped out at you and caught your eye as far as either adding a lot of strength and bulk or leaning up to get ready for the second year?
Well, I don't know if I can just name one. there's a lot of them that have really improved themselves and changed, just total transformation from the way they eat, the nutrition part of it, to the training. Jerry Siena won our weight room award, which is a very prestigious award. That's a total buy-in of everything and how he transforms his body. So it's good to see that with Jerry. But there's a lot of them. My goodness, Jackson Mitchell. You look at his body from last year to this year. Zelt, Mason Gentry, all of those guys. Nick Horton, a young man who moved from linebacker to defensive end, is a guy we need to really step up and play and be a force. He had a really good spring, so we'll see how he comes out of the fall camp. But there's so many of those guys. Really, there are Xavier Jones, Braden West. Those guys have bulked up, gained some weight. Cortland Sutton, Jeremiah Gaines is really trimmed down, looks good. So again, there's a lot of those guys that I couldn't. Somebody's gonna say, "Well, Coach, how can you mention me?" But our offensive line, there's really as. Again, this is a different football team than it was a year ago, and we laid the foundation a year ago, and now we're going to build on it right now.
Right now, what kind of combinations are you working on at offensive line?
Well, there's several right now because you don't know what freshmen are going to step in and play. Evan Brown will actually, start at center. We've got Jerry Siena at right guard right now, and obviously Chad Pursley at left tackle, and but again, you got Braylon Hyder and. Just a combination of the mix that we're going to just strain them pretty hard during camp. This is going to be a pretty tough camp for them all, year two.
A year ago at this time, you talked about how Coach Fry taking over that offensive line. At least he had a veteran center to start in the middle and make the calls and protections. Now you go to Evan Brown, who hasn't played center in a few years. When you look back at the spring and look ahead to this season, how did he do in that transition back to his old position?
Well, I thought Evan had a really good spring. His leadership, he was part of our leadership committee. The leadership, the respect that he's got among his teammates. Obviously just played in a great high school football program right around the corner from here, and that's not going to be a problem. Evan's going to be a great addition for us at that center position. He's extremely smart, intelligent, and knows exactly how to get everybody lined up and get them right.
And then obviously Cortland's your most consistent receiver. Do you already have guys lined up for the 2, 3?
Yeah, we do. Obviously James Prochet is a young man that we're expecting a lot of things out of. Alex Honey's another one. Xavier Castile has really trimmed up. He's another young man that's really transformed his body. He went from 202 to I think he's weighing 193 right now. Feels good, looks good. So again, we're going to talk to me again here in a couple weeks, and I'll let you know a little bit more about it. But we're fixing to drop him in the grease.